How to find the unknown side using sine.
Which side is the unknown side?
AB is the unknown side because it is represented by a pronumeral. How do you find the unknown numerator using sine?
To find the unknown side, you need to leave the pronumeral alone. Therefore, you move the denominator to the other side. This then becomes 5 times sine 30 equals x. To find the answer, you must enter it into your calculator. So, 5 times sine 30, close bracket, equals 2.5. Therefore, x equals 2.5.
Solving equations with unknown numerator using the cosine ratio. In triangle DEF, the pronumeral x represents the unknown side that we are going to solve.
What is x?
Well, we set up the equation. To find x, you have to separate x from the other numbers.
How do we separate x?
By moving the denominator 64 to the other side, 64 will multiply with cos 50 because the opposite side of divide is multiply.
So all we need to do is to solve 64 cos 50 using the calculator.
That's right, so x is equal to 41.14, rounded to 2 decimal places.
Solving equations with unknown numerator, tangent.
Miss, how do I work out this question?
Let's write out the equation. Find the unknown pronumeral.
Tan 45 is known, 5 is known, but x is unknown.
Correct. Do you know how to leave x alone to find out the value?
No.
Okay, to leave x alone, you have to move the denominator 5 to tan 45.
How do you do that?
To leave x, you move 5 tan 45 by multiplying 5 on both sides of the equations.
Why do you multiply?
You multiply because it is the opposite of divide. It also cancels out the denominator 5.
What do you do next?
You just insert 5 tan 45 into the calculator to find out the value of x. What is the answer?
5.
Very good.
Thank you for helping me out.
Hey there, child. Today we shall begin by solving equations with unknown denominators. How do you find m?
The given side is opposite to the given angle, therefore this side is opposite. Side m is the hypotenuse as it is opposite to the right angle.
That is correct. Now let's write an equation.
Let us do so.
Since opposite is given and we have to find the hypotenuse, we will have to use sine.
Sine 15 degrees 3 minutes equals 4.3 over m.
How do we find m?
You need to make m the subject, so move m to the other side. When you move it, it will become sine times.
Yes, now what?
Now to leave m on its own, we need to move sine 15 degrees 3 minutes over to the other side, turning it into divide.
I know what to do from here. Just put it in the calculator. And the answer is 16.56.
Yes.
Explain trigonometric ratios with sine. There are explain trigonometric ratios using sine. There are 3 trigonometric ratios: sine, cosine, and tangent. We're going to be talking about sine. The ratio of sine is opposite over hypotenuse. On a right angle triangle, the angle is represented by theta. hypotenuse is the longer side and opposite the right angle, represented by the square. This becomes the denominator for the sine ratio. Opposite is used for the side that is opposite the theta. This becomes a numerator for the sine ratio. For example, in this triangle, 26 degrees is a theta and goes after the sine symbol. 32 is opposite the angle 26 degrees, therefore it is a numerator. X is the hypotenuse and the denominator.
Solving equations with unknown denominators for cosine. Some cosine ratios have an unknown denominator. For example, in this triangle, we would use the equation cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse, where the theta is 63 degrees, the adjacent is 20, and the hypotenuse is the unknown y. To solve this equation, we need to leave y alone. To do this, we need to move the denominator y to the left-hand side of the equation and put it in front of the cos. It then becomes times. As we have said earlier, we need to leave y alone. To do this, we need to move cos 63 degrees to the right-hand side of the equation, and then it becomes divided by. Now, using your calculator, press 2, 0 divided by cos 63 equals. Your answer should be 44.05. This method can be used for any cosine equations where the unknown is the denominator.